Magnus Cedenblad przed UFC w Berlinie. Magnus, we're from Poland, but you don't need to worry. We cheer for the best man to win. Actually, I care mostly about the good fights. But you are fighting, obviously, Krzysztof Jotko. What do you think about him as a fighter?
Yeah, he's a really good fighter. He's unbeaten, 14-0. It's a good record. And he's a southpaw, move really well, and yeah, have a good left kick and a good left-right hand. So,
for people who do bets on internet, how would you convince them to bet money on you?
no, I think I'm the better fighter. I had more experience. I had harder fights. You know, he'd been fighting in Poland a lot of his fights, and some Polish fighters are not the best. So it's a different scene over there. You know, the professional scene is not as evolved as our scene, and it's like I fought better opponent and I had better fights in the UFC as well. So I think I am the better fighter actually. So that's why.
And you have experience with some of the Polish fighters who came to your All-Star training center from Ankos Zapasy Poznań. What would you say about those guys?
Yeah, they are like good mentality, really tough, good wrestling. They're good fighters, you know. I think a lot of Polish fighters are really good, you know. They develop a lot, but as I said, it was not like all Polish fighters are bad. It's just the professional scene are a little bit different. So 14-0 is not the same as 14-0 in Sweden. It's different.
Did they give you some hints maybe about fighting with Krzysztof? Because he was training in the past with them, so you were training with, you know, everyone is training with everyone.
Yeah, okay, no. It was one guy I trained with who fought him before, and yeah, he didn't give me any tips actually. It was quiet, but you know.
What would you say about UFC these days? Because in the past there were only some fighters fighting for Zuffa. Now it's about 500 fighters, so it's much more difficult to be somebody.
Yeah, of course. The sport is growing, so it's harder to be somebody. But it's still the biggest organization in the world. So I'm proud of being here, and just being here is to be somebody. Then yeah.
What's your inspiration who's your inspiration in your gym? Because you have some good fighters.
Yeah, I take the inspiration from a lot of them. Like we have Reza Madadi, is an incredible wrestler with a great mind. You know, he never gives up. And Alexander Gustafsson is he's been in the top, and he is in the top. Probably the best fighter in the world in the division above me, so it's a great experience to train with him every day, and Ili Latifi, and yeah, many fighters. You know, we all have different, good things about ourselves that we can learn from each other. So I take experience from everybody.
Exactly, and about the experience, you fought with Francis Carmont, and Chris was training with Francis Carmont for about a few weeks. Do you think this experience Francis, for sure, he gave him some tips. Do you think it will take a factor somehow?
Yeah, if you've seen my fight against Francis Carmont, I had his back the first round. I dominated him. Then I got a little bit tired, so I fucked up in the second round. But it's like, if you give any tips, that was 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, and I'm so much better as a fighter now. You can't compare me to then. So I don't know what tip he should give him. Like, don't get submitted.
Okay, thank you very much. Fair enough. Have a great fight. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Who do you think gonna win?
To be honest, some people ask me about it. Many people ask me about it. I always say the same. I'm all about good MMA fights, and that's an honest answer. So I can tell you this: I don't have my favorites.
Preference. Who do you think gonna win?
Well, to be honest, it would be very difficult to say anything, even if I don't have any thoughts about it. Seriously, just a great fight. So
you ducked my question.